7 miles down, the water pushes on you with a weight of 50 jumbo jets. And yet, something down there is alive. At the very bottom of the Mariana Trench, in total darkness, creatures swim, feed, and glow. Nothing about that should be possible. The trench sits in the western Pacific, near Guam. Its deepest point is called the Challenger Deep. If you drop Mount Everest into it, the peak would still sit over a mile underwater. Sunlight fades to black at about 1,000 feet. Below that, the ocean is colder than your refrigerator and darker than a sealed cave. Down here, the pressure would crush a submarine like an empty can. So how does anything live in a place that would flatten steel? For a long time, people assumed the answer was simple. They thought the deep trench was a dead zone. Empty mud, empty water, nothing but pressure and cold. Then, in 1960, 2 men climbed into a tiny steel sphere and sank to the bottom. They spent 20 minutes there, and one of them swore he saw a flatfish drift past the window. That single sighting started an argument. Could a fish really survive at the deepest point on Earth? Decades of dives followed. Cameras went where humans couldn't, and what they filmed rewrote the map of life. Here is the part that upends everything. The deep trench isn't empty at all. It's crowded. Ghost white shrimp swarm bait like moths around a lamp. Sea cucumbers crawl across the mud. And a pale, jelly-bodied fish glides through the black, unbothered by pressure that should tear it apart. That fish is the snailfish. In 2017, cameras filmed one about 5 miles down, the deepest fish ever recorded. It looked soft, almost translucent, like a swimmer made of tissue paper. So why doesn't the pressure crush it? Because it doesn't fight the pressure. It lets the water pass through it. Its body carries no air pockets to collapse. A gas-filled swim bladder, the thing most fish used to float, would implode down here. The snailfish simply left it behind. Compare that to you. Your body is full of air. Your lungs, your sinuses, your gut. Take you to that depth, and every hollow space would fold in on itself in an instant. But the snailfish carries a stranger trick inside its cells. A special molecule that props its proteins up against the crushing weight. Without it, its own body chemistry would seize and stop working. Scientists found that molecule rises the deeper the fish lives, almost like a built-in pressure gauge. And here is the core of the mystery. Down here, there is no sunlight to grow food. No plants. No worms. So what feeds an entire living world? Most of it falls from above. Bits of dead plankton, fish, and even whales drift down for weeks, a slow snowfall of scraps called marine snow. The trench is the ocean's drain, and everything that dies up top eventually sinks toward it. A single whale carcass can feed a deep-sea community for years. When it lands, creatures appear from nowhere to strip it clean. But falling food doesn't explain all of it. In the trench walls, scientists found bacteria that eat chemicals leaking from the rock itself. They don't need the sun at all. They build life from stone and gas. One theory says this is how life first began on Earth, in dark, high-pressure vents just like these. If that's true, the bottom of the trench isn't the edge of life. It might be closer to its cradle. Here's what most people get wrong. They picture the deep sea as still and empty, a silent void where nothing happens. It isn't. It's alive with quiet motion. Amphipods, tiny shrimp-like scavengers, gather in the thousands. Some grow to the size of your hand. far larger than their shallow cousins. Nobody fully knows why the deep makes them giant. And it isn't clean either. When scientists pulled those amphipods up from 7 miles down, they found plastic inside their bodies. In the deepest, most remote place on the planet, our trash had already arrived. That discovery changed how we think about pollution. There is no untouched corner left. What we drop at the surface reaches a world no human has ever walked. It also reshaped the search for life beyond Earth. If creatures thrive here with no sun, under impossible pressure, then the frozen oceans on Jupiter's moons suddenly look promising. Life might not need warmth or light. It might only need water and a source of energy. That's why space agencies now study the trench to plan missions to those distant seas. The deepest place on Earth became a rehearsal for looking elsewhere. So picture it again. 7 miles beneath the waves, a soft pale fish drifts through the dark. Around it, shrimp shimmer and snow falls slowly from a sky it will never see. We've mapped Mars in more detail than we've mapped that seafloor. Most of the trench has never been seen by human eyes at all. What's down there in the parts we haven't reached yet, nobody knows. If quiet mysteries like this help